Welcome back, everyone. We always try to bring you unique perspectives here on the deep dives, and today is no exception. We're going to be examining leadership, but through a lens that you might not expect. We're leaving the boardrooms and the corner offices behind. Today, our focus is the multifaceted leadership of Laurence Fishburne.
That's right, an actor. It seems a bit unconventional at first, but the material you shared really highlights how much we can learn from his journey.
Exactly, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to dissect, analyze, and really try to extract some key insights about leadership, not just from the characters Fishburne has portrayed, but also from his off-screen endeavors, his work behind the camera.
All right, so we're looking at a celebrated actor's career, Laurence Fishburne's career, and we're trying to see what leadership lessons we can all learn. Lessons that can apply to anyone, not just in Hollywood. That's the mission here.
Exactly. Think about it, right? Have you ever considered that an actor's path, the roles they choose, the projects they take on, could offer such deep insights into leadership? And not just leadership in the arts, but in any field. That's the really intriguing territory we're diving into today with Laurence Fishburne as our guide.
Okay, let's dive in then. One of the first things that really jumps out from the material is this concept of Fishburne's commanding presence. It's more than just being charismatic or noticeable, right? It's presented as a deliberate leadership quality he's cultivated over time.
Absolutely. This is not something he was just born with. It's not just charisma. It's a combination of things: that deep, resonant voice, for example, and the way he carries himself. Assertive, but not intimidating, more like approachable. The analysis suggests that he's really honed this presence over the years.
And what's so fascinating is that the material connects this presence directly to his ability to hold an audience's attention. Whether he's delivering a powerful performance or speaking publicly, it's that ability to command attention, to really captivate people, that the analysis links to leadership.
Yeah, you're right. And it breaks down what contributes to this commanding presence, this captivating quality. It comes down to several things: the depth he imbues his characters with, the obvious confidence he projects, and a really strong sense of authenticity. And I think it's interesting how the analysis frames this. It's almost like by consistently taking on these roles, often playing these intense, principled characters, Fishburne is providing a masterclass in developing a leadership presence.
So it's deeper than just acting. It's about drawing from something real, something authentic within himself. The source material really emphasizes those qualities: authenticity, self-assurance, even emotional intelligence. How do you see those things reflected in Fishburne's career and in the choices he's made?
Well, look at the roles he selects. The analysis highlights a clear pattern. He consistently gravitates toward these complex, challenging, expressive characters. And I think that speaks volumes about his understanding of how crucial authenticity is for genuine leadership. He connects so powerfully with audiences because it's not an act, it's rooted in something real within him.
It's that human connection, that ability to make people feel something real that's so compelling. The analysis talks about him leveraging those personal strengths to really engage and inspire. It's almost as if each role allows him to embody and project a different facet of leadership.
Yes, and it's not confined to his on-screen work either. The analysis brings up his off-screen demeanor in interviews and during public appearances. He maintains that same approachable yet assertive presence. It reinforces the idea that this isn't a persona he puts on for the cameras, it's a consistent aspect of who he is.
And how does this translate when he's not playing a character, when it's just Laurence Fishburne speaking, not, Morpheus or Furious Styles? How does he communicate that presence?
Well, the source material focuses on his communication style. It's very clear, very purposeful. He exudes confidence, but it's never arrogant. And that's a difficult balance to strike for any leader.
It is. Projecting that you know what you're doing, that you deserve respect, but also that you're approachable, willing to listen. Not easy to find that sweet spot.
Exactly. And the analysis picks up on that balance. It observes that he inspires trust and respect, but he does it without alienating people. It's like he's mastered this nuanced interpersonal dynamic.
So he's assertive, but not aggressive. Confident, but not condescending.
Right. And the analysis points out another thing that contributes to this. He's an active listener. That might seem counterintuitive, right? You wouldn't necessarily associate commanding presence with active listening, but it plays a huge role in his leadership style. He's genuinely interested in diverse viewpoints, and he engages empathetically.
That actually makes a lot of sense. True leadership isn't just about broadcasting your own ideas, it's also about deeply understanding the perspectives of others. Knowing how to listen is crucial.
Absolutely, and it all circles back to that depth of character we talked about earlier. The analysis emphasizes how Fishburne's life experiences, the lessons he's learned along the way, both the good and the bad, all of that enriches his performances and makes his leadership presence even more authentic. And because he's drawing from that well of personal experience, his characters feel more real, more relatable, even if they're in some fantastical setting.
Which leads us to an interesting point. If we apply this to leadership in general, it really emphasizes how genuine experience and authenticity can inspire others. It's not just about theoretical knowledge, it's about having lived through things, having learned and grown from those experiences.
Right. So the key takeaway here is that Fishburne's commanding presence isn't just some inherent quality, it's the culmination of continuous self-awareness, a commitment to being genuine, and a real desire to connect with and, in a way, uplift others. It's about using your presence to make a positive impact and inspire through authenticity, confidence, and empathy.
All right, so we've looked at this commanding presence, this ability to captivate an audience. Now, how does someone with such a strong, almost singular presence also manage to embody such incredible versatility? The analysis delves into that next.
It's a really fascinating contrast, isn't it? That ability to move so effortlessly between completely different roles and genres, from Shakespeare to science fiction, that's not just about acting talent. The analysis frames this versatility as a reflection of his adaptive leadership style.
That's a great point. It's not just playing dress-up, it's about adapting to new situations and demands. How exactly does that connect to leadership, though?
Well, the analysis suggests that his capacity to seamlessly embody these diverse characters showcases his ability to navigate complexity and change. It's like each new role he takes on is a fresh leadership challenge that requires him to adapt and refine his approach.
So you're saying his career path itself, moving from one unique role to the next, is almost like a case study in flexibility and adaptability.
Exactly. It takes courage to venture outside of your comfort zone and embrace the unfamiliar. Those are qualities essential for any leader, especially those in fields that are constantly changing.
So we're talking about lifelong learning, continuous improvement, never letting yourself get stale, qualities that are valuable whether you're running a company or, leading a team on a challenging project.
Precisely. The sheer range of his work, like you said, from Shakespearean drama to sci-fi epics, the analysis highlights this as a deliberate willingness to explore and master entirely new domains, to push his boundaries. In the business world, that translates to leaders who are able to navigate evolving industries and stay ahead of the curve.
And his success in these vastly different roles, that speaks to the power of versatility in leadership, doesn't it? That ability to adapt and excel in various areas, that strengthens your influence, your effectiveness.
Right, and it's not just about his on-screen characters either. His move into producing and directing, those are significant expansions of his leadership role. It's about fostering talent, creating opportunities, not just taking center stage yourself.
It shifts the focus from individual performance to a more collaborative approach, more like, mentorship, empowering others to do their best work.
Exactly. And the analysis specifically mentions his dedication to guiding and supporting emerging talent, particularly those from underrepresented communities. That's really a testament to his inclusive and forward-thinking leadership style. He's investing in the future of the industry.
He's focused on building a more diverse and inclusive landscape, which is something any leader can learn from, especially in today's world.
Absolutely. And let's not forget his own commitment to growth and learning. The source material highlights how he actively stays informed about industry trends, embraces new technologies, and constantly refines his craft. It's a great example of the importance of lifelong learning for effective leadership.
Leaders have to be perpetual students.
Right.
Always absorbing new knowledge, always evolving. He embodies that.
Definitely. So when we look at Laurence Fishburne's career, his versatility isn't just happenstance, it's a deliberate approach to navigating his career, and I think a really strong blueprint for dynamic leadership in any field. It emphasizes adaptability, a commitment to continuous learning, and that genuine desire to empower those around you.
So far, we've looked at how he projects himself, his leadership presence, and how he adapts to different roles and challenges. But the analysis goes a step further and examines how he uses his artistic platform itself as a tool for influencing broader social issues.
Yes. The analysis argues that he hasn't just entertained audiences, he's deliberately used his work to engage with important societal themes. It's a powerful example of how art can serve as a vehicle for social commentary.
Okay, so, celebrities often have platforms, and they use those platforms to raise awareness about things they care about. But in Fishburne's case, it seems more integrated into his work. He's making deliberate choices about the roles he takes on, the stories he helps tell.
Exactly. The analysis focuses on how he consistently chooses roles that address issues like race, identity, and justice. It's not about preaching. It's about sparking conversation and inspiring reflection.
And the way he does this, it's not just about stating opinions, it's about embodying these complex characters. The analysis emphasizes how these nuanced portrayals, these stories that explore the depths of the human experience, they can really make audiences think and potentially even motivate them to act.
Right. It's about raising questions, challenging perspectives, and ultimately encouraging empathy and understanding. Think about some of the characters he's played, often people who are confronting societal norms, who are fighting injustice. The analysis argues that by embodying these characters, he's challenging us, the viewers, to also confront uncomfortable truths and to cultivate greater empathy.
The analysis actually compares his performances to a form of education. It suggests that he's using his art to bridge cultural and social divides.
That's a really interesting way to look at it. And he hasn't shied away from projects that deal with difficult historical issues like injustice or that celebrate cultural achievements. The analysis sees this as using art to honor the past and inspire positive change in the future.
So he's using his platform to illuminate aspects of history and culture that might otherwise be overlooked or misunderstood. That's pretty powerful.
It is, and his willingness to participate in discussions about these issues, about the impact of art and the importance of diversity and representation in Hollywood, that reinforces this commitment to using his platform to advocate for change.
He's using his influence to push for a more equitable and representative industry. It's not just talk. He's walking the walk.
Exactly. So what we see here is an artist who recognizes the power of his platform and consciously uses it to drive social change, to foster empathy and understanding. It's about making a statement through your work and using your influence to advocate for a better future.
Okay, so he's mastered this commanding presence, he's incredibly versatile, and he's using his art to make a difference in the world. But let's be honest, Hollywood is notoriously fickle. How has he managed to navigate this challenging industry and remain relevant for so long? What does the analysis say about his strategies for longevity and success?
Well, that's another fascinating aspect of this deep dive. Achieving sustained success in a field like Hollywood takes a lot more than just talent. The analysis explores the strategic choices he's made to not only survive, but thrive in this demanding environment.
All right, so what are the secrets to his longevity? The analysis must offer some valuable insights for anyone working in a competitive industry.
Oh, absolutely. First and foremost, it highlights his careful and deliberate role selection. He doesn't just chase after every opportunity that comes his way. He chooses projects that align with his values, his vision, and his long-term goals.
It's about being strategic, prioritizing quality over quantity. You can't be everything to everyone. You have to stay true to yourself.
Exactly. And along with that comes the continuous commitment to honing his craft. He's not content to rest on his laurels. He's constantly expanding his skill set, which we see in his move into directing and producing. And that's a crucial lesson for any leader. Never stop learning, always seek opportunities to grow.
So it's about staying ahead of the curve, adapting to new trends, and continuously challenging yourself.
Right. And it's not just about individual skill development, it's also about how he interacts with others. The analysis emphasizes the importance of cultivating professional relationships built on respect and integrity. Your reputation, how you treat people, that matters in any field.
It's about building trust and fostering a collaborative environment. People want to work with those they respect and admire.
Absolutely. And finally, he's demonstrated a remarkable ability to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of the entertainment industry. The analysis points out how he's embraced new platforms, new media, and even the rise of social media. He's not afraid to evolve with the times.
That's crucial for any leader, right? Anticipating change, being proactive, not just reacting to things after they happen.
Exactly. So by analyzing his journey through Hollywood, we can glean valuable insights for achieving and maintaining success in any competitive field. It's about being strategic, adaptable, committed to growth, and most importantly, upholding those core values of respect and integrity.
We've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about his commanding presence, his versatility, his use of art to influence social change, and his strategic navigation of a very challenging industry. But there's one more aspect of his leadership that the analysis focuses on, and that's his commitment to empowering the next generation.
Absolutely. This part of the analysis really resonated with me. It highlights how he's gone beyond his own individual success to actively create opportunities and platforms for emerging talent, particularly those from underrepresented communities.
It's a really inspiring aspect of his leadership. It speaks to a deep understanding of mentorship, of creating pathways for others to succeed.
Exactly, and his production company is a prime example of this commitment. He's actively using his influence to bring diverse stories and perspectives to the forefront, challenging the status quo and broadening the range of narratives that are being told.
It's not just about creating entertainment, it's about using his platform to empower voices that have historically been marginalized or excluded.
Right. And the analysis points out that his mentorship extends beyond formal roles. He's known for being a generous advisor and role model for young actors and filmmakers, offering guidance and support. That kind of informal mentorship can be incredibly impactful for someone starting out.
It creates a sense of community, a culture of support, which is so vital for nurturing new talent.
Exactly. It's a testament to his understanding that leadership isn't just about personal achievement, it's also about creating a legacy by investing in the success of others.
And this commitment goes even deeper. The analysis mentions his advocacy for education and training programs that equip aspiring artists with the necessary skills to succeed.
Yeah, that's important, isn't it? It's one thing to offer encouragement, but he's going a step further by supporting initiatives that provide practical training, financial aid, and access to valuable industry connections. He's not just talking about change, he's taking concrete steps to make it happen.
It's about leveling the playing field, making sure everyone has the opportunity to succeed regardless of their background.
Precisely. So his actions in this area demonstrate a vision for a more inclusive and equitable industry, one that embraces diversity and paves the way for future generations of artists and leaders.
All right, we've looked at Laurence Fishburne's career from a lot of different angles, and the analysis we've been discussing actually wraps things up by distilling all of this into a set of core leadership values. What are the guiding principles that have shaped his path and his impact?
Well, the analysis identifies 4 key values: integrity, versatility, resilience, and a commitment to making a difference. And it argues that these values are woven into everything he does, both on and off screen. They're the foundation of his leadership style.
Let's break those down. The analysis describes integrity as a non-negotiable for Fishburne. It guides his performances, his interactions, and his professional choices.
Right. It's about staying true to his principles, holding himself to a high ethical standard. That consistency earns him respect and, in a way, sets a benchmark for others.
Next, we have versatility, which we've already discussed in depth. This openness to diverse roles, genres, mediums, that's what keeps him dynamic and relevant in an industry that's constantly evolving.
And let's not forget resilience. The analysis really emphasizes his ability to overcome challenges and setbacks. And let's face it, working in Hollywood, that's inevitable. He's shown an incredible capacity to persevere and bounce back even stronger.
Right, and those are qualities that are so valuable for anyone in a leadership position. The ability to weather the storms, to adapt and learn from setbacks.
Absolutely. And finally, there's that deep commitment to making a difference, which really shines through in his choice of projects, his advocacy work, and his dedication to mentoring the next generation. It's about having a purpose that extends beyond individual success.
He's driven by a desire to contribute to something larger than himself, to leave a positive mark on the world.
Exactly. So these 4 core values, integrity, versatility, resilience, and a commitment to making a difference, they really encapsulate his approach to leadership and success. And they offer a powerful blueprint for anyone striving to make a meaningful and lasting impact in their chosen field.
So as we conclude our deep dive today, let's quickly recap those key takeaways. We've explored how Laurence Fishburne cultivates that commanding presence through authenticity, confidence, and empathy. We've examined the power of versatility in his adaptive leadership style, his ability to seamlessly navigate different roles and challenges.
We've also discussed how he's used his artistic platform to influence social narratives, the strategic choices he's made to navigate the often turbulent waters of Hollywood, and that remarkable commitment to empowering the next generation of artists and leaders.
And underlying all of that, those 4 core values: integrity, versatility, resilience, and a commitment to making a difference.
So as you reflect on Laurence Fishburne's journey, consider this. What seemingly unrelated field or even what individual might offer surprising insights into leadership principles? It's easy to get caught up in traditional models of leadership, but sometimes the most valuable lessons come from unexpected places.
That's a great point. We tend to think of leadership in very specific contexts, but maybe we need to broaden our perspective. Maybe there are valuable lessons to be learned from artists, from athletes, from people we wouldn't traditionally associate with leadership.
Exactly. And think about how you can apply the various facets of his approach, from commanding attention with genuine conviction to empowering others through mentorship and advocacy in your own sphere of influence, whatever that might be.
Remember, leadership isn't confined to specific roles or titles. It's about how you choose to show up in the world and make a positive impact on those around you.
Exactly. We encourage you to keep exploring these ideas and consider how they resonate with your own experiences. Think about the leaders who inspire you. What qualities do they embody? And how can you cultivate those qualities in your own life?
And maybe, just maybe, the next time you see Laurence Fishburne on screen, you'll see him not only as a gifted actor, but also as a compelling example of leadership in action.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. Until next time.